Good morning, everybody online and in actual physical people I can touch and all that jazz. I feel honoured to be the only physical presenter today, so which is great. So good morning, everybody. Just something we've been working on in the background for a while, and it's a little bit different. And what with very much the concept, it seems to be quite new to the Southwest. And conversations with people, they don't actually ever heard of what we're trying to talk about today. And when we talk about B-sides, you know, for those who remember A-side, B-side, tapes and vinyls, I was nodding, okay, of a certain age. We would like to bring this to Exeter. And for those who don't know what it is, B-sides has got Jeff's chat halfway through it. Come on, Jeff, get a bit of chat. This is a community-driven type of conference, okay? This is very different to your vendor-driven, buy our stuff. I think I censored myself there. All right. This is for us, the professionals, sharing information between us, not selling anything, okay? Not representing the companies we work for. We are either blue team, red team, purple team, orange and white, and so forth. The goal of B-sides is always about bringing those people together. Get those people who don't traditionally go to conferences together, the ones who sit in a sock, you know, the ones who sit in the dark room, who apparently wear hoods all the time, which is not real, is it? Let's be frank. And it's about driving conversation. So it's about bringing sponsors in, bringing vendors in, but getting those people who don't typically get wheeled out. So the conversation we've already had with companies is, who are those great individuals who are doing great scripting, doing great hacking techniques? They're the people we want in the room, okay? So these type of conversations go on about collaboration. So you may have a great script you're working on, you may have a great thing you're doing around defense. You can share that with a colleague and get, as I call it, down and dirty. You can talk about things at a different level. You can be very, very open. And that's what B-sides is about. This is not something I've started. This originally started in the US, and it has grown and grown and grown. We want to be part of this family. You know, so it has existed internationally for at least 15 years. Originally of Las Vegas way, but we've got everything from Krakow, Boulder, Norway. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that. In the UK, we've had Lancashire, Leeds, and obviously, as you can tell from the accent, that is my original homeland, which I got to do a talk about recently. But we've also got Bristol. B-sides Bristol is happening on the 4th of November, where my fellow directors, we're going to be volunteering at. We're going to be supporting the Bristol event. And equally, because of the family community way of working, those guys are helping us as well, vice versa. And we get an opportunity to share what's going on. And we want to put, obviously, Devon on the map. We want to put the Southwest on the map. We want to do what we're doing down here. Actually, it's very, really interesting. I'll put this slide on purpose. I've got two of my fellow directors in the room with me, and one on the call because he's a bit poorly. Hi, Adam. And I'll tell you, there's a little bit of a journey on this one. I got the name for B-sides Exeter pre-COVID, and obviously it happened. We're not going to talk about that. Let's move on to 2023. And myself and Stuart went to B-sides Leeds. I took him out of his comfort zone. He had a passport and everything. And we spent the day there. We spoke to people. And I said to him at the end of the day, I says, I want to do it. I want to do B-sides Exeter. And he was the only person who knew. Once I started doing a little bit on the internet, started getting things lined up, it was surprising the amount of people without anything formal start coming to me, going, I've heard about B-sides, because they knew about the concept already. And as soon as I heard about something coming to Exeter, the excitement already started. And I got people, professionals around the region contacting me, who I've never heard before, who are senior SOCs, senior consultants, people who've been in the industry for years, because as our friend Thomas was mentioning not so long ago, they're working remotely. They're working for massive organizations, but they're working in a lovely little village in North Devon or something like that. So I've got a fantastic set of colleagues I'm working with from a director's point of view. Got Stuart, who works for an international company. He's a global incident response manager for an American company based. I probably could throw a stone through his window if I tried hard enough from here. We've got a business owner. We've got Liam with Silvertech, again, been massively influential to how we've organised. And we've got Adam, the sick man in the room, well, not in the room in this case, who's going to be helping organise a very particular channel, which we'll move on to. But behind us, we have a fantastic steering committee as well of professionals who come forward. And if you're very, very clever, you'll work out the cartoon and the silhouette. Two gents who volunteered themselves, who do a lot for the cluster. They do a lot for Secure Southwest. I think they volunteered because they knew that we're doing the heavy lifting, which is great, because we can use their influence, we can use their expertise. But equally, I want to sort of make a point about the other 4 on the screen. Classic examples of people who have come forward with expertise who work in the region. The top middle one, though, we had to force him to give us a picture. But all got fantastic backgrounds. We've got Matthew, who is one of the technical director of the NCC, goes in Exeter. Joe, the top chap at the top, senior SOC, works for a company outside of the region. Particularly what fascinates me about Joe, he's got experience running conferences and events of the death metal variety. So it obviously automatically appealed to me massively. I quite thought, so don't worry, BSides won't be a metal gig. Maybe not, maybe in the evening. But what I'm trying to make a point of is these people that don't traditionally got involved with the cluster, but as soon as we got the BSides thing available, ting, 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 they all came up. So we set ourselves 2 objectives. Of course, what we don't want to do is derail what the cluster are doing. We don't want to derail the great work that we've done with Secure Southwest. That all has its place, absolutely. And we want to support it and vice versa. And this is a conversation I've had with the cluster directors. We want to make an event that symbolizes, it's got symbiosis of professionals, both current, future, academic, bringing those people together. We want people to feel like we are a region of resource and we're a great place to live, obviously, because I moved down here. You know, if it wasn't a great place to live, I'd have to work in London, where my office is. But we also want to make sponsors part of the conversation, which is a different kettle of fish. Sponsors who have been involved with involved with BSides before, they come back and back and back because they realized it's not about selling. Their brand will get out there because they're involved. And it's not the salespeople that are coming to the event, it's the techies, it's the auditors. And we want them to be part of the family. So if we can bring in new sponsors to the region who can get involved, sponsor their professionals who live locally, the better. So how does the structure work? We want to do 3 keynotes. We've already got 2 keynotes already confirmed. Again, when we spoke to them, they were buzzing with the idea of coming to Exeter. One of the keynotes is from Devon originally, lives internationally. Stuart knows who he is. And as I had the pleasure of working with the chap before. The other keynote is an international CISO. Again, the opportunity to come to Devon is a massive draw, absolutely massive. We're going to have 3 tracks. This is very traditional BSides. We're not going to break the mold. Why should we? We're going to have a red track, blue track, purple track, following red teaming, blue teaming, purple teaming. It works. All right, and we're not going to change that. The sponsors, however, will sponsor these tracks. So that's when we start going after big sponsors. They will be able to own a track, so to speak. We're going to have a green track, which is for workshops, so people get to learn. And these are traditionally threat intelligence, penetration testing, blue teaming. And actually, Stuart, Joe, and myself have had a challenge. One of the things you don't see at BSides very often is forensics. And those who know me well, I love DFIR. I absolutely adore it. So we're challenging our community locally to bring something really interesting to the event. But as we know with forensics, live demo doesn't always work, does it, Stu? We're also going to have a capture the flag competition between Adam and our friend Akim is going to help us run something. And the community loves CTF. All right. And with the stuff that I've heard Adam and Akim discussing is going to be really, really interesting. So coming down on competitions to win things, to prove that you've got one of the better hacking teams. And obviously we're going to have exhibition booths. And by the way, that's me in Leeds. And I know I went shorts up north, but it was very, very warm that day. But just give you an idea. And that was me on the blue team track. So what are we aiming for? We want, the BSides events are very, very popular in the UK. We want 300 attendees. I am confident I'll hit that. We have BSides groupies who tend to travel the country, but I want the other 200 and odd so to come from here. Devon, Cornwall, Dorset. I'm already very confident the Bristol lot will come down because it's a family, it's a community. We want highest quality speakers. We've already got a few of our registered interest, and we're going to do it through a system called Paper Call, which is going to be a blind system, which allows us to have high quality speakers. Remember, these people are not selling anything. They're talking about their trade. These people typically speak at events. We've also got a Discord server. And I'll be honest, it's taken me a bit of time to get my head around Discord. We've already started building a community of people who live locally, who've got something to share. Because quite often, as techies, we're sat behind our 26 screens. We'll have a screen for Discord. I'm keeping looking at Jeff because I know he has. But we want to drive that conversation because, again, the community might not be coming to these events because they're in a SOC. They might be doing something else, might be in a forensic lab they can't get out of. So we want this Discord hub to be a thing that's running 24/7, all year round. So people are sharing ideas and be collaborative. So we've got a number of social channels. Please scan the QR code and join our Discord. Okay, if you're not too sure on Discord, Tim's smiling. Tim's joined us recently. We've got a number of social channels already. These things are now going live. You'll see as of today, because this is our launch day, these channels will start change with more media happening. So we're on LinkedIn, the artist formerly known as Twitter, the old Facebook, not as popular, to be fair, and Discord and our normal website. We've already got a number of partners on board. We've got a cluster. We're going to be supporting Secure Southwest with our community. We've got our partners in the University of Exeter, which without them, we couldn't do half the stuff we want to do next year. And also we've got the Chartered Institute of Information Security Professionals, aka me. So I'm supporting me. Sponsorship, we've not really broken the mold in this one. We've gone for 4 tiers: platinum, gold, silver, and bronze. And as I said before, those sponsors who've been involved before with BSides generally are very, very eager to join again. There's opportunities for campaigns on the day, up to the event. And we've got a huge venue in the forum at the university. So if you've ever been to the university, we have the big bit, the really big bit. We weren't so keen on the super capes that we saw SteelCon have, however. So if you're worried about looking like Superman all day, don't worry, we're not doing that. However, we do bold t-shirt design. You might need your sunglasses for this one. And again, talking about pre-interest, we've launched today, but we've already had companies register interest in sponsoring us because they've heard what we want to do. They heard what we want. And when I say the registered interest, 3 of them, huge international organizations who've been involved with Secure Southwest previously, and they're like, we want to be part of this party again. So that's really important. Now, this is your sunglasses bit. This is one of our t-shirt designs. Thank you. This is draft 1. All right. For those who have ever been involved with BSides, their t-shirts stand out. It is I wouldn't say a badge of honor. It's something you want to stand out. If you've got a good design, you will wear it at other events. You will wear it with pride. So we spoke to a company that we know locally in Plymouth. And wow, did they get the brief. When we said bold, I think the designer went mad, and we love it. And I have to say, this is design one because we want to be able to put sponsors on here. So imagine having your company name on there, or a company you know of with their name on there with such a bold design. I say this is draft one, so it will change slightly because we need to make a management version, a volunteer version, and participant version. As you can see, there's a very subtle change, but we want to make it a bit more of a change. So on the day you can see who's who. But hopefully you like it. And that is our sponsorship QR code. It's all about QR codes, isn't it? If you know anybody who's interested, please scan the QR code or give me a shout and I'll give you the link. The brochure is imminent. And I say it's imminent because we've got full-time jobs too. And for those who don't know what I do for a living, I barely live outside 24/7 as it is. But this is an amazing opportunity for getting companies involved. The way the QR code's on the next slide as well. So get your diaries out, please. This is when it's going to be happening. Saturday, the 27th of July, 2024. So it's a long way away because we've never done this before. And we need help and we need money because these things aren't cheap. But it's going to be at the Forum, University of Exeter. So it's a Saturday. And it's, again, why BSides is different, because we've all got jobs to go to Monday to Friday. And we want everybody to attend. I think this is my last slide. There you go. So thank you for listening. We're doing something different. Come and join us on our adventure.